Welcome back to the channel. This game features Nigel's first round of the Lvov tournament played in Ukraine in 1984. His opponent was Vladimir Malaniuk, a Ukrainian IM, and the game was a French defence. It started normally, and Nigel played his pet variation, the Guimard defence. Normal developing moves, both sides castle, and white strikes at the black centre. Here white kicks the bishop, which has to move. It could have gone to e7, but decides to go to f4. And Nigel completes his development. Here white is going to reroute the knight, but also offers to trade the bishops. Here Nigel plays knight to g4, which I think is a slight mistake, in that it's not really achieving much there and can be kicked with h3. Maybe better would have been knight to e4. And after this variation, I think black would have been okay, if not slightly worse. But he opted for knight to g4. And after the queen was attacked, h3 is duly paid. Nigel opts to trace the bishops first, and then has to retreat the knight to h6. White plays bishop to b5, attacking the knight indirectly and threatening to put a knight on e5, also pinning the knight to the bishop on d8. Here Nigel plays knight to e5, a normal move, but potentially queen to f4 would have been better, trying to trade the queens, as any pieces coming off the board would help black in this position. But he centralises the knight, and white continues with his plan to reroute his knight and is heading for the g4 square. So Nigel retreats his queen to avoid the loss of tempo, and white trades his white square bishop for the knight to gain the e5 outpost. The knight comes into g4, and white activates his rook, potentially threatening the queenside pawns at some point, but also allowing him to swing to the kingside. Black's very passive now. He's basically just trying to hold the position up, and white grabs the outpost on e5. And here Nigel actually plays the losing move. It doesn't look like it's a losing move, but it allows a spectacular sacrifice which wins the game instantly. And that's knight to h6 check. A brilliant move. And if white doesn't accept the sacrifice by playing king to h8, then the knights just hop into f7 and take the queen and the rook. So black has to accept the sacrifice, but now the rook can swing over and check. And if the knight intercedes, it can't be taken. The white knight can't be taken, as rook takes g6 and queen takes h6, and mate would follow. And this is just completely losing, as the rook will come out and mate would follow. So Nigel tries king to h8, but it's a forlorn hope, as the queen comes into h6, knight to f5, But now white has knight to g6 check. King has to move in line with the rook. The rook is taken with check. Black can obviously take the rook, but once the queen checks and the knight's taken, and then the black knight's taken, Nigel resigns. The only way he can stop mate on by rook to f1 is to play queen to f6, and rook to f1 would then pin the queen and win the queen. A very nice game from white. Unfortunately, Nigel missed the tactic in the middle game, so a disappointing start to his tournament. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. I'll be back with more games from the Live tournament in due course. Thanks very much. Bye for now.